Integrated rate equation for first order gas phase reaction. For example, SO2Cl2 gaseous gives SO2 gaseous plus Cl2 gaseous. Consider a general reaction. A gaseous gives B gaseous plus C gaseous. Initially, the pressure of A is P0 atmosphere and for B and C it is 0. After time T, P amount of pressure is decreased for reactant A and we left with P0 minus P pressure. And for B and C, we get P and P pressure. Total pressure of the reaction mixture, that is Pt is equal to P0 minus P plus P plus P. By cancelling, we get Pt is equal to P0 plus P, or P is equal to Pt minus P naught. Therefore, pressure of A after time T, that is PA is equal to P naught minus P. This is equation number 1 and this is equation number 2. Putting the value of P from equation 1 to equation 2, we get PA is equal to P naught minus PT minus P naught, which is equal to P naught minus PT plus P naught, or PA is equal to 2P naught minus PT. But initial pressure of A, that is P naught, is directly proportional to initial concentration, that is A naught. Pressure after time T, PA is directly proportional to A concentration at time T. Then according to rate constant for first order reaction, K is equal to 2.303 upon T log A naught upon A. Putting the values of A naught and A in equation 3, we get K is equal to 2.303 upon T log of P naught upon PA, or K is equal to 2.303 on T log P naught upon 2P naught minus PT. This is the rate constant for first order gas phase reaction. Integrated rate equation for second order. Rate equation for second order. For example, NO plus O3 gives NO2 plus O2. Consider a general reaction. A plus B gives C plus D. Here rate is directly proportional to concentration of A and concentration of B because it is of second order reaction. Initially, A moles per liter concentration of A and A moles per liter concentration of B, where C and D concentration is 0. After time t, X moles of both the reactants have decomposed and we left with A minus X and A minus X moles per liter concentration of A and B, and for C and D we have X moles per liter and D X moles per liter. According to law of mass action, rate of the reaction is directly proportional to concentration of A and concentration of B. That is, dx upon dt is directly proportional to A minus X into A minus X, or dx upon dt is equal to K into A minus X whole square. Rearrange this equation, we get dx upon A minus X whole square is equal to K into dt. Integrating the equation, we get 1 upon A minus X is equal to K dt plus I. At t is equal to 0, X is also 0. Substituting these values in equation number 1, we get I is equal to 1 upon A. Substituting the value of I in equation 1, we get 1 upon A minus X is equal to KT plus 1 upon A, or KT is equal to 1 upon A minus X minus 1 upon A. Or K is equal to 1 upon T, 1 upon A minus X minus 1 upon A. Or we can write this in the form of concentration at time t and initial concentration A naught and A, and we get the rate constant for second order reaction. Half-life period for second order reaction. Period for second order reaction, that is T half is equal to 1 by K into 1 upon initial concentration. This can be calculated in the similar way as in case of first order reaction. Half-life period for nth order reaction. For nth order reaction, as we know that half-life period for zero order reaction is T half is directly proportional to initial concentration. And for first order reaction, T half is independent of the initial concentration, which is equal to 0.693 upon K, or T half is independent of the initial concentration. For second order, T half is proportional to 1 upon initial concentration. Similarly, for higher orders and for nth order reaction, T half is proportional to initial concentration raised to power 1 minus n, where n represents the order of the reaction. Determination of rate constant and order of reaction. This can be done by 5 methods. First is differential rate method or graphical method. Second is initial rate law method. Third is integrated rate law method. Fourth is half-life period method, and fifth is Ostwald's isolation method. Now we will discuss differential rate law method or graphical method. This method is used only when there is only one reactant. Consider a general reaction. Na gives products. As you know that for zero order reaction, rate is equal to K A raised to power 0, which is equal to K. It means for zero order reaction, rate is independent of the concentration of reactant A. For first order reaction, rate is equal to K into concentration of reactant A. And for second order reaction, rate is equal to K concentration A raised to power 2. Here the order is 0, here the order is 1 with respect to A, here the order is 2 with respect to A. If we plot a graph of rate versus concentration for zero order, we get a constant line parallel to the concentration axis, which represents the not dependence of the rate on concentration term. If we plot a graph for first order reaction, rate versus concentration, we get a straight line graph with positive slope, that is K. This is of first order and this is of zero order reaction. Similarly, for second order reaction, rate is directly proportional to concentration of reactant A raised to power 2. It also gives a straight line with slope K, that is positive slope. For example, consider a reaction of N2O5 which gives 4NO2 plus O2 in gaseous phase. The rate of this reaction can be measured in terms of partial pressure of N2O5 and molar concentration of N2O5 can be measured by the partial pressure of N2O5 by the relation K is equal to 2.303 upon T log P naught upon 2 P naught minus Pt, which is equal to 2.303 on T log initial concentration upon concentration at time T. Here the concentration term is N2O5. By measuring partial pressure of N2O5, we can calculate the molar concentration of N2O5. If we plot a graph between time and concentration of N2O5, it shows a exponential decrease with time. Next is initial rate method. In this method, we can change the concentration of the one of the reactant and keeping the concentration of other reactants constant. Consider a general reaction Na plus N1A plus N2B plus N3C gives products. If alpha, beta, gamma are the orders of A, B and C, then rate is equal to K into concentration A raised to power alpha, concentration B raised to power beta and concentration C raised to power gamma. Starting with the two initial concentrations with respect to A, keeping the concentration of B and C constant, we get rate R1 is equal to K into A naught 1 alpha B beta C gamma, and rate R2 is equal to K A naught 2 alpha B beta and C gamma. Here the concentration of B and C remains constant and we change the concentration of A only. By dividing these two, we get R0 1 upon R0 2 is equal to A0 1 alpha upon A0 2 alpha, or this can be written as A0 1 upon A naught 2 raised to power alpha. By taking log on both sides, we get log R naught 1 upon R naught 2 is equal to log A naught 1 upon A naught 2 raised to power alpha, or alpha log A naught 1 upon A naught 2. From here we can calculate alpha. Alpha is equal to log R naught 1 upon R naught 2 upon log A naught 1 divided by A naught 2. From this equation we can calculate order of reactant A. Similarly, we can calculate order of reactant B and C, and on adding these three we get the rate of reaction and order of reaction, that is alpha plus beta plus gamma. Next is integrated rate law method. As we already know that for zero order reaction, rate constant K is equal to 1 by T initial concentration minus concentration at time T. For first order reaction, K is equal to 2.303 upon T log A naught upon A, and for second order reaction, K is equal to 1 by T, 1 upon concentration at time T minus 1 upon initial concentration. The advantage of the integrated rate law method is that these integrated forms of equation contain the concentration of a reactant at different times and hence can be solved to find the value of K from the data of the run of one experiment only, and need not start with different initial concentrations. These expressions can be used to determine the order of reaction by either of the following two methods. First is substitution method. And second is graphical method. Substitution method, in which the results of the experiments are substituted in the expressions for rate constant of different orders one by one. The expressions which gives a constant value of K decides the order of the reaction. For example, decomposition of N2O5 gives 4NO2 plus O2, and we have given concentration of N2O5 in moles per liter, that is 5.5, 4.0 and 2.4 in time 0, 410 seconds and 1130 seconds. According to rate law, rate constant K is equal to 2.303 upon T log A upon A minus X, where A is the initial concentration of N2O5 and A minus X is the concentration at time T. This is of first order reaction. At time T is equal to 410 seconds, K comes out to be 7.768 into 10⁻⁴ second inverse, and at time 1130 seconds K comes out to be 7.341 into 10 to the minus 4 seconds. These two values are approximately same. Which suggests that the order of this reaction is 1. Limitation of this method is that it is an hit and trial method. Next method is graphical method. As we know that for zero order reaction, concentration A is equal to minus Kt plus initial concentration. If we plot a graph between time and concentration, we get a straight line graph with negative slope. And for first order reaction, log concentration A is equal to Kt upon 2.303 plus log of initial concentration. If we plot a graph between log A and time for first order reaction, this also comes out to be a straight line graph with negative slope, that is minus K upon 2.303 with intercept log A naught. Here intercept is A naught. And for second order reaction, one by A is equal to Kt plus 1 by A naught. If we plot a graph between 1 by A and T, we get a straight line with positive slope, that is K. Next method is half life period method. As we already discussed that T half is proportional to 1 upon initial concentration raised to power n minus 1. First method is substitution method. Starting from two initial in substitution method, we consider two initial concentrations of reactant A and we can find the half-life period for the reaction. T half 1 is proportional to 1 upon initial concentration 1 raised to power n minus 1, and T half for 2 is proportional to 1 by A naught 2 raised to power n minus 1. If we divide these two equations, we get T half 1 upon T half 2 is equal to a naught 2 raised to power n minus 1 upon a naught 1 raised to power n minus 1. Taking log of this equation 1, log of t half 1 on t half 2, which is equal to log of a naught 2 raised to power n minus 1 minus log a naught 1 raised to power n minus 1, or n minus 1 log a naught 2 minus n minus 1 log a naught 1. By taking n minus 1 common, we get log a naught 2 minus log a naught 1, or log t half 1 upon t half 2 divided by log a naught 2 divided by a naught 1, which is equal to n minus 1, or we can calculate n is equal to 1 plus log t half 1 upon t half 2 divided by log a naught 2 divided by a naught 1. From this equation we can calculate order of the reaction, where n is the order of the reaction. Next method is graphical method. For zero order reaction, T half is equal to K into initial concentration. If we plot a graph between T half and initial concentration, we get a straight line graph with slope equals to K. For first order reaction, T half is equal to K initial concentration raised to power 0. It means T half is independent of the initial concentration for first order reaction. If we plot a graph between T half and initial concentration, it comes out to be a constant line parallel to concentration axis. For second order reaction, T half is equal to K into 1 upon initial concentration. If we plot a graph between T half and initial concentration for second order, we get a straight line graph with slope K. Next method is Ostwald isolation method. This method is used when there are number of reactants are present. Here all the reactants are in large excess except one reactant, that is A, which is present in small amounts. B and C are in excess amounts. So we can calculate the rate of this reaction by considering alpha, beta and gamma are the orders with respect to A, B and C. If B and C are in large excess, then rate depends only upon the concentration term A raised to power alpha, where alpha is the order with respect to A. Similarly, we can change the concentration of B by taking in excess A and C. We can calculate order with respect to B and similarly for C. By adding the 3, we get order of reaction is equal to alpha plus beta plus gamma. Beta and gamma are orders with respect to B and C.